Hello, how's it going, eh? So in this video we're going to tackle Games Workshop's Citadel color contrast paints on historical American Civil War Confederate infantry. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. Hello, so like I said in the introduction, we're going to be working on some Confederate infantry from the American Civil War, and we're going to be using contrast paints because I wanted to try using the Games Workshop contrast paints on a historical miniature. I think I've only seen a couple videos on the subject where somebody's used them on a historical miniature. I have used them on some modern miniatures, but I would like to see how they work on some Confederate infantry. And we're going to be using some grays, some browns. All the miniatures, all four miniatures have been sprayed in Army Painter skeleton bone, and it closely matches the wraith bone. And I will be using, and for any touch-ups, I'll be using the wraith bone. Another color that I might be using, well, not color. I'll be using the mixing medium, the contrast mixing medium, to try it out as well on some of the colors and see how it works. So I think we're going to start off with by doing some butternut, and try to get that color correct on some of the clothing and stuff like that. And I'm going to mix it up a bit, and I'm going to, while one miniature's drying, I've got four miniatures in front of me, and we'll just go from color to color and try it out and see what we can come up with. Like I said, I have not tried these on any of these miniatures yet, and I just want to see how it works. And so you guys are here for the ride. So we'll try. The first color we're going to try is Skeleton Horde. And I think on this guy right here, I think I'm going to try it out on, I'm thinking just his hat for right now. And we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to paint straight out of the bottle and see how it goes. And then we're going to go around the hat. And I hope the picture's good. There we go. And do I want to do anything else on this guy in butternut? I'm thinking I'm going to try his pants with this color as well. So I'm going to just get in here and do his pants as well. And for these miniatures, I've also painted their base is brown, the normal basing color I use. And I have done up onto their shoes. But I'm going to put the contrast over the shoes and see how it turns out over a darker color. Because I have no idea. I've only used the skeleton bone and then the one that looks like gray sear that I use as well. So I haven't tried it over any other colors of primer. We'll get these guys to a basic level because I really want to see if it actually speeds up my painting or not. I did notice that it did speed up it felt like it sped up my painting on the modern miniatures that I had done. And I will be putting up a replacement video for the camouflage, hopefully this week. So, now we got some let's just get this here. Move this around a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put that one aside for right now. And we're going to pull another one over. And let's pull this one over. Okay, and with this one, I think I'm just going to do the jacket. Like I said, I just want to get an idea of how it looks. Because I've got a lot of American Civil War that I've got based and stuff for sharp practice. And I'd like to speed up my painting a little bit more and get it to a nice tabletop standard. Because I have so many projects that I do, but I'd like to get a decent paint job. And there we go. Okay, now I'm going to do those two like that. I'm going to wash up my brush right now. And I'm going to try some wildwood. It is a darker color, so what I'm thinking about doing, instead of trying it directly out of the bottle, I'm going to put some on my wet palette. I've got a big brush here. Put some of that on there. And I'm going to try some of the contrast technical medium, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to add a drop right now. And so let's make it 2. Okay. And then we're going to mix it in. And we're going to see, because it does come out quite dark. I'll just move this over so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to pull another miniature over, and I think we're going to do his pants. So we're going to take this, and we'll see how that, oh yeah, that's way better, because I've used it straight out of the bottle, and it does come out really, really dark. So this is lightening it a bit. I'm liking how this is coming out. Okay. That is that. Nice. Let's see if we can see it. And that is a lot lighter than when it's coming straight out of the bottle. I have used it straight out of the bottle, and it does come out quite dark. The medium has given a little bit more contrast and lightened it up a little bit. So that's what we're going to do with him. And with this guy, I think we're just going to do around his boots, and then I'm going to do his hat. Just going to darken these boots up. We're going to try a bunch of colors here. Make this look like a ragtag Confederate unit. So we're going to do some dark brown on his hat. get this done. There we go. So that looks good. Okay, so I'll wash out the brush. And then we will try a different color. I think we're going to try some grays. And I think we'll start with the... Which gray should we start? We'll start with the Space Wolf gray. So give that a good shake. And I think we'll try some pants in this color. So we'll start off with this guy. We'll do his pants. Ooh, it's very bluey gray. Oh, I'm liking this color. It's a very neat color. It's a very bluey gray. And straight out of the bottle, it looks pretty cool. I think it would look better on the gray sear undercoat, or for primering. I think it would look better on that color. On the skeletal bone it looks okay, but I'm finding that I need to coat fairly thickly over. I gotta put it on fairly thick over the skeleton bone. And there we go. Not sure how I like that. I don't really like how that turned out. Like I said, I'm just trying all these colors with you guys and seeing how things go. And I'm not sure how I look. It looks more like denim, and I'm not sure if I like that. So what I'll do is I'll let that dry. Okay, we're going to try a different color. Okay, so wash out our brush here again. We're going to try some Griffin Charger Gray, and we'll see how it goes. And this one looks kind of bluey gray as well. So what should we try this on? I think we're going to try this on his hat, and we'll see how that looks. Yeah, I'm thinking I should have undercoated a couple of these with the color I have that's kind of a light gray. Just wipe up my brush here. I think I had a little too much water in my brush. Yeah. Too much water in my brush. That's not covering properly. I got too much water in there. So I'm going to wash out my brush and try a different brush. And we're going to switch miniatures here. Let's try it on this guy. We'll do it on his jacket. Yeah, I'm really thinking I should have sprayed these with the light gray color if I'm going to use some kind of bluish gray on it, because over the skeleton bone, it just doesn't look, looks fine, but, I think it would look better over the gray. See what that looks like. Yeah, it's not looking exactly the way I like it. The other thing is once it dries, it looks different. So let's move that over. Let's see if I can paint some more onto this guy's hat. I could have had medium still stuck in my other brush too, and that might do that as well, so it thins it out. So like I said, this is a learning experience. I've already learned that if I'm going to use any grays, that I should use the light gray primer. I can already tell that. Okay, so we've tried Griffin Charger gray. We've tried Space Wolf grays. They're pretty much a very bluey gray. Now this is Basilican Gray. Let's try that on something. Let's see what we come up with. Let's try this guy's hat. Oops. It sure fell off the stand. There we go. Back on the stand. And we're going to put some over there. Oh, here we go. This is more like it. That's more the gray I'm looking for. Just coat that a little bit there. Okay. Now, this miniature, we haven't hardly touched any of his clothing. So I think we're going to use this on the jacket, so it's a little bit darker. Let's see what we come up with here. It's a little bit darker gray. I was hoping to see whether we could just get away with just using contrast paints for 90% of the infantry to paint most of their uniform. And I kind of think we might be able to do it if you were painting, would say, if you were doing butternut and you stuck with the browns and the earth colors like that on the skeletal bone primer, I think you'd get some really nice effects. But if you want some of those grays, and it's a majority of the uniform is that it's going to be gray, I would go with the Gracier Gray primer, or whatever gray you're using, because I think that would look way better, because over the warmer color of that skull bone just does not look as good, I don't think. So I'm going to do do a little bit. Let's see if I can cover over this. It's almost dry. Mix in. That's another thing I haven't tried yet, is mixing two colors of the contrast paint and seeing what colors I come up with. Okay, so we got some gray on his hat. Okay. Now, finished with that color. So we'll wash out our brush again. The next color I want to try is the contrast apothecary white. And I'm like, because it almost looks gray in the bottle, a very light gray. And I kind of want to try and see what it looks like over this bone primer. Because I've tried it over the Gray Seer primer, but I really want to see what it looks like over this. So I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to do his coat and see how it looks over the bone. This is a test to see whether this is going to speed me up, make the miniatures look the way that I want as well. You know, it's important to speed up for me, but it's also I want the look to look right. And I can tell right now that most definitely, if I want to do butternut, hit it with the bone primer. If I want gray uniforms, I gotta start hitting it with the Gray Seer Gray. And by the way, I'm not using the actual GW Gray Seer Gray primer. I've got a Krylon light gray that I use, and it works perfectly fine. Let's see how this looks. That's a very light gray. You can see a couple spots where the bone is showing through, where I have to hit it again with some more of this apothecary white. It does look like a very light gray though. So got that guy. Okay, I think with this guy, what I'm going to do with this guy here is I'm going to hit his pants with the light gray as well. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible, but I really want to try out all these colors. I might not get these guys all, I definitely won't get them all painted in front of the camera, but I want to try out these colors and see what these colors look like to get an idea of if this is going to work on Confederate infantry. Because I think, being quite honest, for some things I think the contrast paints will be great for speeding up. But I'm looking at this and I can see butternut over the bone color primer will work awesome. But I'm seeing that the grays just don't look right over this bone color. And I would think that if I did it over the gray primer that I use, it will look way better. So I can already tell that. Okay. Okay, we'll close that. Wash out our brush. this brush. Okay. Now, yeah, definitely grays over the bone just does not look correct. I would not suggest it. Yeah, it just does not look right at all. And so what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, because this video is going to go way too long if I don't. The basic gist of this video is that the primer color that you have underneath is really important, that I've noticed so far using these contrast paints. Definitely I'm going to use them on the Confederates. I'll try them on some Union. But if I'm doing grays, I'm going to use that light gray primer. If I'm going to do butternut on a majority of the uniform, I'm going to use the bone. It's just, the grays just don't look right over the bone. They don't look bad, but they just don't look the way I want them to look. Like this guy, I would say he's tabletop. He would look fine with a bunch of guys all painted up and all based. They'd be fine. Like, and you know, I've gone ahead and I started, you know, different colored bedrolls, but the grays just don't look the way I want them to look. You know, with some highlights on the flash and on these grays, it'll look awesome. But if I was to do grays, I would do it over the light gray primer. Like, these pants just do not look right to me. I like how the browns and stuff look. I like how the other colors look, but the grays do not look good over the skeleton bone. I'll probably do a Union video as well, and I probably won't do that over the bone, because it just the blue gray just really doesn't look right. I don't know, but the blue, the ultramarine blue, looks pretty dark and almost to the right color is what I need for Union jackets. It's just the pants might not look the right color. I'm still waiting on some contrast paints because I don't have all of them. And there is a light blue, so hopefully I get that soon. But looking at it, I've learned some more stuff about this contrast paint, and that your primer coat, whatever color you're using, is gonna help this paint look the way you want it to look, because the butternut and the browns and stuff look awesome to me with the skeletal bone, but the grays don't. So I will be finishing this unit and basing it, and then I will take some pictures of it this week, and I'll do the other 4 miniatures up as well. And I think a majority of the unit, I think I'm going to do some just butternut. I like how butternut looks, you know, with some little pieces of gray, but I'll hand prime the gray sear and gray on before I do it. But that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys are watching. I hope this is helpful, because it was helpful to me to do it and figure out how I'm going to speed things up. And I definitely think that using the right primers is the way to go. And we'll call it at that. But like I said, you know, we'll keep doing some more videos. I'll get that camouflage video out, and I'll go finish these guys this week. I'll post some pictures up on Facebook and on my Twitter, or Instagram, I mean, not Twitter. So that's it for tonight, guys. So good night. Thanks for watching.